Testing, testing. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Oh, okay. Had some sleep. Huh? Oh, getting tipsy. All right. So let me get this video capture device turned back on. Look at that. Look at that video captured. We're back. I got a viewer already. That's a mistake. Someone stumbled upon us. They're not. We're not ready for them. But we're gonna get ready. All right. We're gonna get back into this. I'm trying to finish up the fade section of Adamant Fortress before I start my shift at work. Got a little bit of time, but I'm last stream was pretty rough. It was like 45 minutes, and I nodded off 3 times. I am not the best ombudsman for the fun of Dragon Age. You can't have a stream that's like, check out this game, it's so much fun. Like, that don't work. It don't work. But I did it anyway. Did it 3 times too. Um, I don't know if it's funny, so I'm not sure if anyone's gonna like make fun of me. People don't tend to make fun of me because I'm not an easy target. I'm like the living embodiment of low-hanging fruit, But yeah, last night was rough. I didn't like die or anything, but like on 3 different occasions, my dude just sort of stopped going. And then if you look closely, I'm just sitting there, and you would think maybe I'm like checking something because I got this glare on my glasses, which is intentional. Oh, see, I lost my view already. See, they were like, this is boring. This is terrible. So yeah, my glasses are intentionally. I always get the coating that doesn't get rid of reflections, and the reason I keep the coating that makes my glasses reflect like that is because of one thing and one thing only, and that's Charlie Sheen as Ricky Vaughn in Major League. Ever since I had to get glasses, I wanted glasses like that. Where there's a scene in the movie where it's just like for I think effect. The camera shows him and like the glasses like are like mirrors, and it's cool. It's a cool look, and so yeah. When I first got my first pair of glasses, they were like, if you get this coating, it reduces the reflection, and they won't do that. And I said, no, I want them to do that, and so that's why when I look at my camera, there's a light back there, and it makes the glasses do that, and it makes me happy. It does. It does. It's a nice thing. And like the trouble I'm having right now, completely unrelated, is I am seriously hooked on Helldivers. I mean, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the Veilguard when it comes out. I know that I am. I'm gonna play the crap out of it. But right this very second, man, I want to get back into Helldivers. I do. I'm working on my build, just constantly working on my skills. And like, there's a major order as progression. The Illuminate will be here soon, and so on and so on and so forth. I kind of wish that someone else. Oh, what did I? Oh, okay. I probably had too much equipment when I started the mission in the very beginning. It's always no fun. Okay, but all right. But oh wow, I brought Varric with me for this. Huh. This is going to be interesting because typically, like 9 times out of 10, I don't bring Varric with me for a couple of reasons. Usually, if I'm a rogue like I am, Varric is just a redundant character, and I don't need two rogues like that. Um, and that's usually it. Uh, but I brought them around because of I'm setting it up for the next game. So having them all here is interesting. And I'm gonna do the sad thing too. Poor Alistair, my boy, my best friend. He ain't gonna make it.
Cassandra, you knew the Divine. Is this really her?
I don't know. It is said the souls of the dead pass through the fade and sometimes linger, but
That thing on
we
her
know the
chest,
spirits lie.
the guard, that
Be
metal thing,
wary, Inquisitor.
man,
I don't
that is so
recall
hard
the
to draw.
divine glowing.
I've
In
tried so
my
many times.
experience, that's something spirits do.
You think my survival impossible, yet here you stand alive in the Fade yourselves. In truth, proving my
Careful,
existence either
on
way
camera looking all
by a
sexy.
time we do not have.
I
Surely
don't
you
know
can
what.
understand our concerns and explain what you are.
I am here to help you. You do not remember what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, Inquisitor.
The real divine would have no way of knowing that I'd been made Inquisitor.
I know, because I have examined memories like yours, stolen by the demon that serves Corypheus. It is the nightmare you forget upon waking. It feeds off memories of fear and darkness, growing fat upon the terror. The false calling that terrified the wardens into making such grave mistakes? Its work.
I'd like to have a few words with this nightmare about that.
You will have your chance, brave warden. This place of darkness is its lair.
So,
Corypheus seems to have a lot
in
of
at least one playthrough, I won't be able to talk to Alistair because Alistair's not going to make it right now. But remember, there's going to be, oh my God, there's going to be so many playthroughs. I'm probably not going to record them all. I'm more than likely going to record like one good one. Like this, the first game I play. Like I want to just like bear witness. I'm gonna play it straight up, not knowing what happens next. That first playthrough, you know. But I'm gonna come back. Let's see here. I'm gonna come back
Can you help us
because I'm
get out
gonna
of the
have to
pain?
be a warrior who throws his shield. Like guaranteed has to happen. You know. I'm curious about magic, but not as much. Not that magic isn't fun. It's just that magic is for me typically like I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what kind of character I'm gonna build. I don't want to do anything else, and it's not. That's not an indictment of Bioware. That's just my limitations as a kind of player, I guess. Like, if I make a magic character, I'm like like guaranteed almost to make a certain kind of mage. And
the sacrifice.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing if the Arcane Warrior, like, prestige class
What's going on here?
progression, like, makes it into the next game and see what they do there. But I think they're going to do something a little bit different. I think I saw one of the 3 warrior classes was a spell sword, but I could have been wrong about that. I may have misinterpreted that. It might have been a weapon they were talking about, but like a spell sword might be cool. Hell, not might. It would be cool as hell. So we'll see. I'm also curious about the the ability to transmogrify, because to me that means you can really get down with some weapons, and you can really kind of get your personal look, you know, because you might think a sword looks really, really cool, but it's useless stats wise. Well, no more, baby. I kind of transmography seems easier. It would have been nicer if everything you made, the stats were completely based on the materials. So you didn't have a tier 3
So that mark
schematic. You just had to find tier 3 materials. And so that basic sword you think is so cool looking, if you want it to be really, really powerful, you just find the powerful materials needed to make it. So like a star metal sword, well, then there you go. Ooh, that's right. I kept falling asleep. I was talking about the Star Metal baby because I have watched a bunch of lore videos, and I'm pretty sure that
This is what?
the star metal stuff is
random
is like
ricochet in the
a
middle of a
joke,
fight.
or Easter eggs, and
And
kind
if
of
it
like
was?
I don't.
If
To
it
say
was,
it's not
then
canon
neither
is
the
weird.
Bacon
It
nor
just could be
Andraste
not
were in
something
any
they're
way
gonna focus
involved in
on.
this.
But
I'm just
technically
If you
speaking,
believe in the
a,
Maker,
a
you
baby
believe
crash
that
lands
he
on the
made
planet,
this
and
world and
you
everything in
can't
it,
miss
including
this.
your accident.
You
And
are.
if you do not,
It's an
then
automatic
nothing is
cutscene that
changed.
triggers when you travel,
You cannot
and so you're
stop
traveling along, and all of a sudden a meteor
until you
hits.
regain all that
Ma
you
and
took
Pa
from
Kent
you.
basically
You
show
have
up,
recovered some
and
of
they
yourself.
find the star baby in
Now
the
it
crater,
knows you
take
are
the baby
here.
off, and then you come
You must
along and
make
you
haste.
find the metal.
I will
And
do
then
that
there's a
one day.
DLC pack you get where you can get the metal transformed
What's
into
wrong, Hawk?
at
Those
least
were
a
grey
weapon,
boar
if not
holding the
armor.
line in that vision.
Because there's a star
Their
metal
actions
sword you
led
can
to her
get,
death.
basically.
I
Okay,
assumed Corypheus
so
took
my
them
whole
alive.
thing is these
You've seen the
games,
captain yourself.
when you talk about the sequels
You
and
had
how
to
long
put
they
the other
take,
ones about
however long it
mortality.
takes in real life, that is how long it takes to get to the next game. So if it was oh come on, there we go. If it was 4 years apart between Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2, that's how much time it passed for the characters and so on and so forth. Even though Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2 technically overlap chronologically, Inquisition is that amount of time between the release dates. And so if you do the numbers, it's been
Sounds like it preys on fear,
20
stealing people's
some
memories,
odd
that's
years
all, even for a
since Origins by the time you get to the Veilguard. So the question is the Star Child running around in their 20s or whatever? And is that going to be a thing? And I don't think that there'll be a character or anything in the story. Cause I really do think it was a one-off gag, and they weren't planning on going there in later games. However, we all saw it and we all enjoyed it. So what if there was like a little Easter egg, a little tip of the cap to the Star Child, in the Veilguard? Because at that point, he would have grown up to be in his 20s, old enough to do some adventuring, and technically, he's Superman. Now, honestly, I don't think they're going to bring that reference up again, because star metal as a material has not been brought up again at all in any of the games as a crafting material.
We have a visitor.
So I
Some
think that,
foolish little boy
if
comes
anything,
to steal
the whole
fear
star
I
metal
kindly
thing
lifted from
was
his
a
shoulders.
really
You should
early
have thanked me and left
nod
your
and
fear
wink
where it
to
lay,
Mass Effect.
forgotten.
But then again, I mean,
You think the pain
I'm
will make you
only guessing.
stronger.
I'm
What
definitely
fool
wrong
filled
about
your
that.
mind
But
with such
that's what I
trouble?
kept thinking about, because of how,
Only
like,
one who grows
we
stronger
know
from
from
your
Mass
fear
Effect
is
lore
me.
that the planet we're on
So I
right
guessed
now,
him,
if we
So by
go
all
outside
means,
and
let me
see like the
return what you
moon or
have
whatever,
forgotten.
then yeah, this planet is definitely in the Mass Effect solar system. You can go to that moon and see whatever the feature is. So, like, I think that Star Child cutaway linked to the idea of an outside universe, because technically speaking, that kid is an alien from another planet, which means there are aliens from other planets, and therefore, when you talk about this being the same universe as Mass Effect, that tracks, because not only is this not Earth, but there are sure as shit humans. That just kind of indicates that humans are all over the place. So I think that's what that was. The Star Child was a kind of a backdoor reference to the greater universe of Mass Effect and all that stuff. Man, this is going to be so boring without being able to pick up anything. Come on. Is it over here? Oh, come on. I hope they fix that shit the next game. The climbing is embarrassing. Alright. Over here? Okay. 8:38. Gotta watch that time. And I feel like the thing is, I'm recording everything. I'm recording every second of the game. Even if I'm not going to do the audio visual, I'm still recording it. So I just did this for the whole Dragon Hunt live stream. I feel like I just got footage of this fight, but probably without any kind of commentary or anything. But yeah. I gotta play Baldur's Gate 3, and because I know that at one point Dragon Age Origins was Baldur's Gate 3. It was the spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate, you know. But having been late to the Baldur's Gate game, like those first games were, I didn't play them. I played Baldur's Gate like one of them like on either the Dreamcast or the Saturn or something. I played like one of them, Dark Alliance. I think I played. And I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't keen on the story. Like, keen's not the right word. I wasn't up on the story. Oh wait, here we go. We got comments. Oh, hello again. I had the idea of doing a weird Coda-esque fanfic cross that's an AU that's mixed together World of Dragon Age with adventures of Tovani.
Did you think you mattered?
They're very similar. So imagine this adventure with mushroom palaces to make them more arrogant.
You couldn't
on
even
that
save your
topic,
city.
and the 3 different
How could
Krogan
you
heads in the
expect to
game,
strike down a
which
god?
isn't.
Isabella
Right,
is
okay, the
going to
Krogan
die,
head seen
just
in,
like
I think
your
they've seen in
father,
Mass Effect 2,
everyone you ever
at like
cared
a museum or something. One in the Winter Palace, one in the Manor at the Emerald Graves, and one on a wall in a hallway that's hard to notice in the castle. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I think this playthrough has already done Cassandra's personal quest, but I do think I've seen that Krogan head in that wall there. The other two, let's keep an eye out for them. I don't think I've taken this character to the Emerald Graves yet, and we haven't done the Winter Palace. And that's right. The Krogan statues it makes more sense from the Easter eggs here, because they're right at home in Mass Effect. I think, what is it? An ogre is in Mass Effect, an ogre from Dragon Age 2 is in Mass Effect, like a statue or something like that. But now I don't know what the inspiration for the Elder Scrolls is. I mean, you assume it's D&D, but I don't know. It's probably somebody's old homebrew. But I know that like Thetis literally stands for it's just a D&D setting, and that's why I was like, someone said if you play Baldur's Gate 3, you can kind of see the underlying original story or whatever, and like the similarities to Dragon Age. But because I wasn't that tinnitus, hello. Because I wasn't that familiar with Baldur's Gate, I can't recall the parallels. Like I'm playing Neverwinter, the MMO, and like I'm recognizing like there's these dudes called like the Doom something, like the Doom the Doom something. They take you places. They give off strong Grey Warden vibes, you know. And so yeah, I gotta fork over $80 and play Baldur's Gate 3. But not before I played the next Inquisition, though, boy. Can't have that. In the Manor at the Emerald Graves. The Manor. Oh, okay. I know where to look. Okay. Wait a minute. Which manor? There's 2 manors. There's the manor where you go and like fight the boss character for the Emerald Grave side quest. But then there's another manor where you have that mystery where the little girl leaves the notes, and you're reading the notes and you found out that it was either a little girl or a woman, and they were an abomination, and that their husband or father like hid them away, and basically you're like freeing the abomination. And I want to say you find something after you like move. Yeah, it's
She died.
in one of them in a hidden room off at the open. Like, I think so. I think so too. Because like the second time you go in there, you have to like
So this can't be the
free the
divine.
little spirit,
I think we all
and
knew
you
that was the
reposition
case.
like the giant dragon statues in that hall, and then you get something. It's a cool little mission. We're gonna do it. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm 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 guessing. I mean, it's only 8:25. I got all of September. Now, I could guarantee that if I was just gonna play the game straight on a day off, that I can knock this whole thing out before October 31st. But streaming is different.
Your memory of the divine.
Like I can't play as long
If that is the story you
with
wish to tell, it is not a bad one.
What we do know is that the mortal divine.
I can't play
perished
too
in the
long
temple, thanks
with
to
the
Grey
stream
Wardens.
going. Like it's a different
Again,
scenario.
it wasn't their
Okay,
fault.
I can get like in an hour or two. Like someone did like a 10-hour stream, and I just don't think I can do it. I want to I want to raise money
So what
for
do you do?
charity.
Terrible actions are
You
only
know,
justified when
but
they
I gotta
involve
get
terrible actions.
organized. Like right now, I am
Fall apart
definitely
started the
half-assing
Mage
it,
Rebellion.
To protect
and
innocent
so
mages, not madmen
it's.
drunk
I
on
feel like
blood
it's a
magic.
lot of
Even without
wasted
the influence of
time
Corypheus,
to try and set up a
wardens go
charity,
too far.
knowing full
They
well
need to be
that I
checked.
haven't done the work to
The wardens may
make
once
people
have served
aware
the
of
greater
the
good,
charity
but they
exists.
are
You know,
far
like
too dangerous
what'd you
now.
do? What'd you do that
The
for?
wardens
So,
are a risk.
like,
Send them away before they cause
and I
any
want
more
to do it
trouble.
with the other stream, even though I technically have more viewers and stuff for this. I still think the stream with my buddies is more conducive to that sort of thing.
This debate can wait
So-
until we're out of danger.
Yeah, but as soon as we're ready, I'll want to set that up and set up a live stream for charity. That would be cool. That seems like
All together. I'm with you.
something substantial. All right, we're making a good time though. It's 8:46. Huh. All right.
Real or not.
That does sound interesting. I gotta get back in the D&D stuff. I wrote a D&D campaign years ago as a DM, and I don't even think we ever finished it. And then I lost all my D&D stuff, which is tough, man. Man, I know something else I can carry. Anything good? A ring of attack. No. See, in the first Dragon Age Origins game, I'll give them credit. You could, I believe, I could be wrong. It's been a long
Did the
time,
king's bastard
but
think
you
you
could put stuff
far too
in
late for
stuff. Like,
Your whole
if
life
you
you
came
left
across a
everything to your
chest and it was
capable
empty,
hands. The
you could put stuff in the chest,
Archdemon,
if I'm not
Veilguard,
mistaken.
who will
And
you
that
hide
made it
behind
a little
now?
bit easier to manage your inventory because
I've heard worse
if
than
you,
that
you know,
before.
in a situation like this where my inventory is full up, I could come across, I could open up one of these little green thingies and just put some stuff in there. I'm almost certain that I could do that. It would just, I could just add stuff to the chest, but now I can't. And that's janky. All right. See, oh man. And the game, like, okay, you know what? That's what it is. It is not Dragon Age. It's not Dragon Age. It's not their fault. Everybody does it. Storage is the most like inconsistent aspect of gaming. Everybody is different with their crap because it's like I can have an infinite number of bear pelts, literally, but don't let me have too many chicken bones. Oh hell no. Okay, it's just arbitrary. Like this is Dragon Age is not corner the market on this BS. Like I love Skyrim and being able to get a little over encumbered swagger when you walk in and you can't carry no more. It's like, oh come on now, you know. That's
Do
why
you
I'll
think you can
always
fight
love
me?
T.O. Morrow
I am
on
your
DC
every
Universe
fear
Online.
come
That's
to
like
life.
one. Like, see, look,
I
I can
am the
carry
Veilguard
infinite Lazarite, and that's like some kind of metal.
Demon
But
eyes
heaven
you fear,
forbid I have too
like a
many, like, you know,
they'll
pieces
bow
of garbage.
all through
All right,
me.
here we go. Fighting some more
Ah,
spiders.
So if we banish you, we banish the demons.
But yeah,
Thank you. Every fear comes
Tio
to
tomorrow will
life.
be like, rubber chicken. All right. All right. Let's get some. I thought I saw. I don't want to go up there. I'm trying to. I don't want to be in a hurry, but I'm kind of in the middle of a hurry. And mostly because I'm not going to use that thing I'm going to get if I do all of the little quests here. It gives me, it's like a, it gives you like a plus perfection to one thing you made. And so, I mean, it has a use, but it's, to me, not worth the hassle to, that's what I get, really? That's it? That's jank. So, yeah. I've shown you the fade, damn it. Leave me alone. That was wild. You know, like, I am looking forward to combat being a bit more bang bang. Let's see here. The Empire ends up sending invoice status at one point. Talia ends up getting weird dragon blood powers. Using battle maids on top of her being a warden, but she's not. She gets the weird dragon blood stuff from drinking dragon blood. Oh, wow. Wow. Can you, like, drop a link? Can I read that or something? Or is it like somebody's homebrew? That sounds cool. Anything good? Anything good? No. Actually, Enhanced Lightning Bolt Ring probably would be beneficial for one of my mages. But again, we're kind of in a hurry here. It is 8:51, and I would like to make some coffee before I start work. You know, actually, I might just ask you folks to wait a second while I AFK, but
It's hard
We'll
to
see.
trust my footing in this place.
it is. It's a weird thing to do here. All right, let's see. Yeah, like, combat is not fun, and it's not challenging. But even going back to the first game, you kind of get a feeling every once in a while that combat is a bit of an afterthought. Like when the game was conceived, it wasn't clear on what they wanted combat to be necessarily, and they were always going to figure it out. And like, because they're trying to tell this really great story and trying to, you know, give you all this other stuff, they got to figure out how they're going to get through the combat, you know. And like, all in all, it's always been serviceable, you know. Even going back to Origins, the combat is, you have to, it's an acquired taste, you know. Like, you can't want badly to play like a God of War type game. You know, you can't really want to play that kind of immediate response action game and then play Origins and be satisfied. Like, if that's what you're looking for, Origins isn't going to do it for you. But you might still play Origins because that story, you know, like, it's just like you got to know what happens next. And so you kind of put up with it. A lot of my favorite people who talk about Dragon Age talk about not being really keen on the combat, but they still, you know, they get it done. They figure out how to get through it, and they progress the story because the action and the adventure and the romance and the intrigue is all so much worthwhile. So it'll be something to turn around to this game that didn't just figure out combat enough to get over the finish line, knowing that we're we're not here for that. We're here for, you know, the story, you know. But this time around, it looks like the combat might be like on point, like the not an afterthought, but a major feature. And what really got me excited was when they showed the warrior attack with their shield, and even the larger sized enemy was like, ouch, please don't hit me again with that shield. Like that is like a really good sign of improved combat, because one of the issues I was talking about last night on the stream earlier is like the maze. Like, okay, look at Solus. All right, watch him. Okay, that's his standard attack sort of animation. He does that even if you're like right in his face. They don't give you a actual melee combat animation that's separate from his flinging magical powers at you animation. And it's supposed to be kind of versatile, because like you get a cutscene at dang it, you get a cutscene early where you meet Dorian for the first time, and he's laying down some staff fighting, you know, moves. Like he can whip ass with that stick, and it's dope, but it's frustrating because you can't do that as a player. You can't just crack somebody with the stick like that. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I hate that. I hate when the game shows you stuff that you should be able to logically do, but then you just can't because reasons. And so, like, I wish they would have given mages and archers a dedicated melee, like an actual melee. Instead, we have like a couple of powers on the skill tree, which isn't the same thing. Let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, gotta go. And so it looks like, oh, and playing Neverwinter, because what took me so long to play Neverwinter, because Neverwinter, let's see. Okay, I see that. Like, and again, the combat isn't bad, but if you're looking for something immediate, one-to-one attack with a response, all that kind of stuff, like Assassin's Creed or something like that, then Dragon Age 1 isn't going to get you that. It's going to get you some really cool combat, but you don't have the same deliberate control, like especially with like the animated like finishers. Like it's cool that you can do those, but you don't do them. Like it just kind of does it based on, I think it's like if you crit or something like that, and that's nice. But people who are playing like God of War, they want to have control over every single part of the combat, and I think Inquisition kind of lean in that direction where you're kind of controlling. Okay, I'm gonna check that out though. The fanfic, I'm definitely check that out. You're kind of controlling, but you're still like off a step. It's not quite the same. I don't like that the combat roll is on the skill tree. The combat roll should just be an ability. You just have that shit. It's just something you can do. Stuff like that. Like it looks like they're going to really pare this one down and give you that sense of immediacy in the combat, where you're not watching an animation after an input. You're like swing for swing, block, parry, roll, one-to-one, real time. You know, where this game sort of, it gets you way closer than part 2, because part 2 is as fun as it is. I got sick of, I need to get closer. I can't move. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot. It's not going to do what I wanted to do. It's the feel isn't there. And again, like the game, to me, it's always been like awesomely fun. It's just, I'm not comparing this to God of War. I'm not going to say, well, if you like, God of War, play Inquisition. No.
You will die.
You might like it. I don't know. It's a tough call. If you like Skyrim, check out Inquisition. If you like God of War, you might want to play something, I don't know, a little bit more combat oriented. But watching that trailer the other night, watching the sword and shield lady do her thing, I'm like, dude, this might be like their coming out party for a combat game. I mean, let's see. Like, I remembered when the whole idea that Mass Effect was a response to Halo. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to play both games and ignore that and just let BioWare be BioWare. But if they really want to compete with Halo, I don't know if Mass Effect is what I would, like, I don't know if that's a fair comparison. Those are apples and oranges kind of games as far as I'm concerned, not just the third person versus the first person aspect. There's just a lot of differences. And I think it's a weird thing that never really benefited BioWare to do, to make that comparison. I felt like when it comes to stuff like Mass Effect and BioWare, Mass Effect and Halo, you kind of want to let players know there's room on the shelf for everybody, not you have to pick one or the other. Like, that's a weird gauntlet to throw down, And again, like I think that they've always been better suited just kind of doing their own thing and not even worrying about what the guy next to them is doing. Even though you find out that they make a lot of decisions based on what somebody did next door, which is a little distressing sometimes. Yeah, and I've watched some pretty cool documentaries about Dragon Age 2 and how it ended up being that way. And it's one of those things where you were absolutely right. The complaint about how repetitive it all is, it's valid. It's valid. It's one of those things where if the story and the characters, if one Mr. Varric Tethys does not grab you and doesn't keep you invested for all of these stories and stuff, the game doesn't work for you, because you are going down the same alleyway, the same corridor, the same island, the same outdoor. It's the same. Dragon Age 2 is the same. There's no two ways about it. As much as of a BioWare homer or stan as I am, I can't sit here and lie and say that that's not an issue for Dragon Age 2. It's the same. But like, it's again, like, that's why I think the combat's always been kind of an afterthought, because, all right, here we go. Got to make the tough decision. This is not how I like to play this, but I want to do this because I have some time. Okay, this isn't my favorite sequence. I don't love this at all. Alistair is my man from Dragon Age 1. That's my dude, my boy right there. That's Alistair, my best friend. This makes me very, very sad. But I love Varric Tethys. I thought that, like, he was a masterstroke, and what really made this series sing after the first game, because Dragon Age 2 gives your character a voice, but they do you one better, and they introduce this other narrator in Varric, and Varric, to me, just steals the show, and is truly the star of Dragon Age 2. When you think about it, your character, Garrett Hawk, is an NPC, so Varric is the hero. He is the star of Dragon Age 2, and I love that dynamic. And so, to me, this sequence here, where Alistair sacrifices himself to save everybody, when you go back to Skyhold and talk to Varric, for me, as one person who is no longer paid to review things, but just has their own personal opinion, for me, that was the best of Varric's performances across the two games, when he talks about the last king of Thedas. Like, it's just dope. It's what you bring Varric along for. It's what makes Varric a legend within the game itself, that it's so incredible.
And Corypheus loses his demon army. Though as far as they're all
But what's
concerned,
sad is
the Inquisitor broke the spell
you have to lose Alistair for it. That's the sad part. You're very right about that. But I will say, okay, I'll tell them the truth. Yeah. Okay,
Once they understand what
you're
really
absolutely right. Like
counts,
I can never defend the
After all the
combat
death they've
and
seen,
action of Dragon Age
perhaps
2,
it would be better to let them
but
be
you have
separated.
to admit that they gave you
archdemon flew
some
off as soon as you
really
disappeared.
excellent
The
moral
Veilguard
dilemmas,
monster is unconscious
and they
and alive.
never let
Colored
up.
fortune might
Like
was
you just
deal with
couldn't
yourself.
catch a break.
As
And I
for the
remember
Wardens,
reading this
those who weren't
really
corrupted helped
great
us fight the
article
demon.
about
We
Garrett
stand
Hawk
ready to
and
help
what
make
he
up
meant
for
to
Corell's
gaming
tragic
as
mistake.
being a character
Where is Alistair?
who had no destiny and had no control of the plot and was constantly a victim of circumstance.
Warden Alistair died
Like
striking a blow against
that
the
was
servant
what
of the
made
light.
that story
We will
so
honor his
beautiful because no matter
sacrifice.
what you did as a
Remember how he
character, it just
exemplified the
never
ideals
went
of
your
the Great
way and
Warden.
it got
Even as
progressively
Corypheus and his
worse.
servants tried
And
to destroy you all
I
from within.
don't think you can do that if it's Shepard.
We have no one left
I
with
don't
any
think
significant
Mass
rank.
Effect can go for 3 games with no matter what you do, everything keeps falling apart.
Instead,
Oh,
you do whatever you
no.
can to help.
I made a
Alistair died for
terrible
the ideals
mistake.
of the Wardens. In war victory.
Wait
And
for
we are
it.
still at war. Do you believe the Wardens can still
Okay.
I do,
Okay,
Your
actually,
Worship.
You're still vulnerable to Corypheus. Possibly
But
to
actually,
Venom.
I think we're okay.
But
The
there are
only
plenty of
person I was
demons that
concerned
need
about
healing.
was Vivian. I still want to make Vivian the divine, so I don't want to lose a bunch of
While they do
favor
that,
with her.
I'll inform the Wardens
Everyone
of
else is fine. I'm romancing
Best they not get
Josephine
caught
to
off guard.
save myself any issues with that. Uh,
Your Worship.
I
will not
don't think I'm at risk of losing anyone's because I want to get all the unlocked content, so I want to make sure I can get all everybody's side quests. So if I piss off people too much, then I'm cut off from them. But I should still be good to get Sarah's quests and stuff knocked out. Quiet you. No one asked you. And I should be cool. I should be cool. I'm pretty sure because losing points with Vivienne is a no bueno. But everyone else, yeah. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
One final report.
Come on.
He's on his
Come
way to
on. New
Whitehall.
Trials awards available.
As for the
Her
Grey
too.
Wardens,
We
they're
have some
fighting
missions
the
with her
Black
too.
Templars while staying clear of Venatori. You dealt Corypheus a significant blow, Inquisitor.
We owe much of that to Alistair. And to the Divine.
All right.
You took an army from Corypheus, but that will matter little if Orlais falls into chaos.
That's another character I'm curious about. So we saw Morrigan. We saw Morrigan. I'll go right away. Let's see here. Really? Now that is good to know. I've romanced her a couple of times, but I don't think I've romanced her and did the card game too. But the card game is one of my favorite things to unlock. Let's see here.
Remind me what we
Let's
know
see.
about
She
the
makes
plot
you
against
win. So it's sweet. I've never seen anyone else notice that.
Some kind of attack on the Imperial Court. Corypheus may
Okay,
even be fueling
so
the
we're
Lord.
definitely gonna check that out. We'll definitely get that done.
If we want Celine,
So we got to
she
make
may be the
sure
most valuable
that we
ally against
do
Corypheus.
Solus's side quest, Iron Bull's side quest, and a few others before Halam Shiral,
I'll go as soon as I am able.
so that we get that
Callum Joseph
that
and I will
cutscene.
discuss
If
the
we
best way to gain an
wait
audience with the
to
Empress. Speak with us when you are ready.
we're gonna find out. Hopefully,
Divine Justinia, our soul.
I'm hoping to get some more like just grinding in this
I
week.
read your report.
Just
I noticed
knocking
it
out more
clearly.
grinding. So hopefully next weekend I'll just do Halam Shiral because I'll have enough power to do it.
She seemed calm.
But yeah, I want to. We've seen Morgan in for the Veilguard, so we're gonna continue that story. No word yet on the hero of Ferelden or whether or not we'll even see them or if they'll be mentioned. And then we also no word yet on Cassandra, to my knowledge. Like all the regular people who are going to get older. Liliana might be some kind of mythical being, so she might look exactly the same. Morgan, magical power, she knows what she's going to look like. But like, think about Cassandra should be okay if she's the divine, especially. But how old do Templars get if they are suffering from withdrawals from lyrium and whatnot? So if it's been 10 years since we saw our guy, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Um, if it's been 10 years, is he going to be alive? I mean, there's a whole thing about kicking lyrium in this game, which we're going to get to as well.
Now this is a hall worthy of
Okay,
the
so
Inquisition.
here we go, and I'm gonna run this little quick thing. It's to me, Dragon Age at its best, and then I'm gonna call it here, and we'll pick up in a couple of days. All right, here we go.
Or perhaps.
So, the line of King Callahan the Great has finally ended. I didn't know Alistair that well, but he was a friend of a friend. One of the wardens who ended the Fifth Blight. A big hero to a lot of people. He wasn't the first good man to fall to Corypheus. He won't be the last. This story's no good for heroes.
Some of us heroes will make it. We're just too amazing to die.
Well, if we're both still standing at the end of all this, I'll buy the drinks. Oh, Hawk asked me to tell everyone back in Kirkwall where he's going. Baker's breath.
Now, honestly, I don't think this is canon. Something I think David Gator said. I think the canon is that Hawk dies at Adamant Fortress, and I mean, I get it. It doesn't really make sense to me because if Corypheus is his deal, then what's the Nightmare Demon? That's not Corypheus. He should have definitely not wanted to die there. But from I'm certainly curious to see what they're going to do concerning a lot of the Dragon Age 2 supporting cast members. Like, did Anders die? Like, is that canon? Did Anders did we kill Anders at the end of the battle in Kirkwall, or is he out there someplace? Like, there's a bunch of characters out there who like could use a reference or two, you know. Like, I want to know what happened to Ogrid, what happened to Shale. Like, there's a lot of characters out there I wouldn't mind. Like, I'm hoping that we get to see Sten as the head of the Canary, and I hope they bring the voice actor back. I hope a lot of things. You know, I'm a little bit bummed, even though I expected to make a new character. I expected to have to then rebuild those relationships because as I play this game, I have to become friends with Varric all over again, and it's part of the game that's cool. But I got to do it again. I got to become friends with Varric again, and I'm thinking I don't want to think about it because I think Varric may not make it to the end of the game, but I got to do it again, you know. And so like I am a little worried about stuff like that, like of having player knowledge, but my character doesn't have that knowledge. Sometimes that can be a little frustrating, but it's also part of the experience, so that's fun too. Oh, and yeah, you're right. As a seeker, she has no issue with lyrium withdrawal, but I'm thinking Cullen might. So I feel like there's a good chance we might hear about Cullen. I don't know. Like, gosh, it's so long until October 31st. But thanks for checking out the stream. It's a little short, like last night's was. If you put them both together, that's like the length of one of my typical streams. And I apologize for falling asleep 3 times last night. I got to get sorted out for work and stuff like that. But I will definitely be back on this channel. Like and subscribe on the Dante Maddox channel tomorrow night, because tomorrow's Monday night. So we should have the Monday night Helldivers 2 live stream. The chain's in place. Oh wait, I don't think it's okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I do too. I do too. You know what? Honestly, I have a character, a play save for his romance, but I have not finished Cullen's romance. Oh man, dude, Cole is my dude. So that's another character we're gonna check in on. So yeah, all right, I gotta get out of here, but we're gonna definitely check in on Cole Cullen because I want the card game, and so you gotta get favored with everybody except for okay, it says you get everybody, but Vivian is not there. I have not seen a version of it where Vivian is at the card game, so I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. But let me get out of here. Thanks for checking in and chatting with me, Lumen or Lunum, and I'll catch you guys later.